fans, it's Peter Partee from Partee Racing. I'm here today with Jimmy Roy. Jimmy Roy is a long-term customer of Partee Racing and has a very interesting story. This is his car. We're doing a complete renovation, engine, drivetrain, interior, stereo, everything under the sun. And this is not its first trip here. So, but he also has a very interesting origination story. Jimmy Roy, where did you find this car?
So I found this car rotting away under a tree at a client of my own business's home in Lafayette, Louisiana, where I'm from. And I'd seen it there many times before and asked about getting it running, offering to help getting it running. And a few years later, he begrudgingly sold it to me. And I started trying to restore it myself and working with a local independent in Lafayette, Louisiana. And we kind of used whatever we had learned over the years, whatever parts
M5
we could
board
find,
stuff,
M5 board stuff, cobbling it together, doing whatever we could. And I got something that was nice and working and was fun to drive, but it had many, many shortcomings. And we knew that. And I played around with that for about 10 years and just enjoyed my little beater.
Took it to the track too, right?
Took it to the track, ran about 350 laps at NOLA Motorsports Park on the car, had a real good time with it. And one fateful afternoon, I was driving to a lake in Louisiana to take my daughter fishing with some family, and I stopped for gas about halfway there and heard the fateful ticking of the timing chain slapping on the guide.
U-shaped guide.
Failed guides, and Peter came out with his guides just a little too late for me. But anyway, I knew exactly what had happened, had the car towed home, enjoyed the rest of my weekend at the lake, and came back home to an enormous build to pull the engine out of the car and rebuild it. And I had seen Peter on the M5 boards, and once we got the engine out of the car in Louisiana, the conversation became, well, we got this out, we're so far into this, we've got to do it right. And I started talking to Peter, and conveniently, I was taking my daughter to New York for a Christmas experience up in New York, and I asked Peter, hey, aren't you from New York? And he says, yeah, I am. I said, well, I'm going to be staying right here. Where are you? He's like, that's like 2 blocks from where I live. And I said, fantastic. You want to have a drink? He said, absolutely. So
it wasn't just one.
I'm with my family up there. And I'm like, okay, guys, I got to go. I'll see you later. And I go and meet him for drinks, and we just hit it off and start talking to him. And I already done my homework and knew that this was the guy to build the engine.
Yeah, but he's checking me out. He's drilling me with all these questions and everything. But we did hit it off.
We hit it off, and I knew that the right way to do it was to send the motor to Virginia and do it. But I left one caveat in there. I said, fine, we'll do this. This is great. But I'm flying up there after you build the short block, and I am gonna watch and try to help build the long block. And he said, that's fine, okay, whatever, begrudgingly, let me come up there. And I went up there with my mechanic, and we did that and had a great time, and we brought it back home, drove the car, put it all back together, and I drove it that way for about 2 years, and it's super fun. We made crazy good power.
Yeah, we hit what, 419 wheel horsepower? Or was it 412? Something like that.
I think we got as far as 420
at
the wheels.
Okay, that's right. That's right.
On the dyno, I think we got that high. But then I later found out, looking through the boards and watching what's going on with Peter. I'm always looking into this stuff in my spare time, and saw Peter bragging about these 450 wheel horsepower numbers. And I know Peter personally now, so I'm shooting Peter a text, and I said, hey man, you're throwing out there 450 wheel horsepower. I got 420 wheel horsepower here. Are you just embellishing? What's the story? And he then tells me about some upgrades that they had made to the engine, and I got to have that. I've gone too far with this, too far down the rabbit hole. I've had this thing for too long. It's part of me. It's part of my identity in a lot of ways. People know me by this car.
And that never happens to E39 M5 owners. It's such an unusual thing, right?
It doesn't happen to any BMW people at all. So we'd painted the car, we've replaced the interior, we've replaced every single thing under the car, and now I've sent the car back to Peter to really, really push the envelope as far as he can with the naturally aspirated S62. So, Peter knows what he can do with the naturally aspirated S62 and the 450 plus wheel horsepower mark, and we intend to break the record.
Yeah, right now, I think the most we've ever hit is 472 wheel horsepower with our naturally aspirated S62 with all the trimmings and everything just right. That is, and in fact, Jimmy Roy, one of the things you left out is you were the first person to test our carbon fiber velocity stacks.
Oh yeah. Made 22 wheel horsepower.
We made 22 wheel
with
horsepower.
No differences.
We had another tuner before Matt Lambert's days were with me, who was convinced that those stacks were actually going to make the horsepower go backwards. And I was nervous as a tick, and we swapped out the stacks, and they made 22 wheel horsepower on consecutive runs, same dyno, same car, same engine, same day, same weather conditions.
We didn't touch a thing.
We didn't touch a thing.
We pulled the plenum cover off, put them on, and we were all blown away. We couldn't believe it. I turned around and I said, "Did y'all upload another file?" No,
Nope.
I hadn't touched it.
And then we tuned it, and that's when we got it up as high as we did.
Yep.
And so, you know, we have a long
Pretty
history
remarkable.
of kind of testing stuff on your car and then proving it out. And we really appreciate now the opportunity to get it back a second time. We sold your other engine to a fellow who was delighted to get a fully broken in S62 that had already been built and done. And now your new motor will have a little bit higher compression, maybe a slightly more radical cam. Still going to retain Vanos with full adjustment to it. And we're doing some other tweaks to the car. It may involve replacement of the power steering box with a lightweight aluminum version. We may be doing electric power steering pump to provide the hydraulics rather than a belt-driven one. Lots of other really cool stuff that if you know the car begs for these things to be changed and improved. And that has always been my thing, is to do crazy stuff to the car that no one else will do to make it better. And you're just the type of client that I want to do it for, because you want that. If we get 474 wheel horsepower, you're happy because we have pushed it that much further. But I really do think, I mean, the goal here is 500 wheel. If we can get 500 wheel out of an S62 that has perfect, ordinary day-to-day drivability and, you know, has no drawbacks to it. Full Vanos control, no lumpity cams, nothing that makes it, you know, more race car-ish. Retains its character as a sophisticated sedan.
Autobahn bomber character.
Autobahn bomber. I don't use that expression, but I know what you mean, you know? And that's what we're after. And I don't know if we'll get there, but you're gonna have one hell of a cool car regardless. And since he came here, he sat in a Recaro Sportster CS in one of our cars and was like, now he has to have that. So he's like this dream customer, because once I expose him to something that I think is cool, he wants it. So you're gonna get it, man. Thanks for everything, Jimmy Roy.
Absolutely, man. Looking forward to getting the car and having some fun with it on the track.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. And a lot of times when we have a customer like Jimmy Roy who has his full build done here, when they come to pick up the car, we take them to a club day at VIR. I'm a member of the VIR club, and we get to prove it out on the track. And the whole team goes, and you talk about fun. It is just about the most fun you can have with your clothes on. That's all there is to it. Anyway, thanks for the opportunity, man.
You got it, man. Looking forward to it.
Take care.